So to do the chart stuff, we're going to do one more different rule today, and that's this one. If y is equal to f of g of x, so functional notation, then here's your rule. The derivative equals f prime of g of x so the derivative of f at g of x, and then you attach the, any guesses? The derivative of the unit. So think of it as f of the unit, so then you're doing f prime of the unit, attach the derivative of the unit. Okay, kind of like that. Okay, here we go. So if you have a function added to a function, so if you have a bunch of stuff plus a bunch of stuff, how do you do a derivative? You just do the derivative of it plus the derivative of that, right? Like if we had an x squared plus a 5x, you would just do the derivative of that plus the derivative of that. So now, when x is 3, so I need you to do f prime at 3. How do you read this chart? F prime at 3 plus g prime of 3. How do you read the chart? Okay, so I go to the x value of 3. What is the f prime? -4. I go to the x value of 3, and the g prime is -2. So my answer is -6. Okay, so this one, what would be our derivative rule? So we're just adding stuff again. So you do 3 of the derivatives of that plus 4 of the derivatives of that. That would just be the rule. When you're adding, it's just simply adding derivatives. Okay, and you're doing it specifically at the x value 1. Specifically at x equals 1. So go to your chart. Go to x1, so you just have to look in the first column. X value of 1, so f prime is 3. So 3 times 3 plus 4 times, at 1, the g prime is 4. So 9 plus 16 is 25. Okay, now rules. See if you even got them memorized yet. Product of two things. So what's the rule with product when you derive? You derive times keep original, and then what operation? Add, and then you keep and derive. Does that make sense? That rule. Derive, keep, plus keep, derive. That's the product rule. So now, go to your chart. You're looking at x of 4. Okay, so look under the 4, the last column. What do you want to put for an f prime? 3? Under the 4, what's the g, original g? 5 plus, under the 4, what's the original f? -2. Bless you. Okay, quotient rule. I need the quotient rule. So here we go. Y prime equals, what's the quotient rule? Derive top, keep bottom. Derive top, keep bottom. Help me out. What operation? Minus an NU. Keep top, derive bottom. All divided by, keep the bottom, squared. Okay, so let's replace all that. Are you okay? Because this is at 4. We just did this, right? Last question. We just did all that chart reading. So at 4, we had the F prime was 3. The original G was 5. Minus, I'm just going to copy here because it was the same X value. The original F was -2. And then the G prime was 6. Divided by the original G, which letters, or which number is the original G? 5 squared. Okay, and the very last one is the functional notation. That's the one we just learned today. So the derivative rule is to derive the function there, derive the function when it's there, and then, what did I say? Attach the derivative of it. There's your rule. Okay, you have to actually do this in steps. You need to do this first. What can you replace G at 2 with? G at 2, what's the outcome there on your chart? When we're at 2, the G is 3. And then, now this would actually be what's the F prime at 3, because we replaced that. So F prime at 3, so go to the 3, and the F prime is a -4. And then this was the original 2, that's the original 2. So G prime at 2 on your chart, -7, so that answer would end up being 28. Okay, following the rules.